James Lowe, it's been a busy few weeks for you. Back from injury, couple of really good performances out of you, but busy off the pitch as well. You've a second new arrival in the family.
Yeah.
Congratulations on that. How has everything been the last few weeks?
Thanks. Yeah, it's been full on. Obviously, coming back from injury, the training load obviously goes up. My days become longer, and then obviously I go home and the full-time job sort of starts. So, no, it's been good. It's been a nice adjustment. Nico, our firstborn, is adjusting to it well. He doesn't quite know what the crack is just yet. He just says baby, baby every time he hears the baby cry. But no, it's been awesome. Wife absolutely smashed it out of the park again. So fair play for all the women out there. It's not the easiest card they get dealt anyway. But no, family's absolutely humming and glad to be in Six Nations camp. Yeah.
It feels like around the squad over the last few years, like the family thing has been very big. We always see it after big games at the Aviva. It's like a crash down on the pitch after full time with so many kids around. We've seen you bring your little boy out before.
Yeah.
Cian Healy was wrestling with his kids last Saturday.
He's got his hands full,
it must be a very satisfying part of the job after a big day like that to be able to enjoy it with those people.
Yeah. Obviously, I'm now in the older side. But when I was in my 20s and I used to see people bring kids out onto the field, I thought that was a world away from anything I could even fathom at the time. But now that I'm getting on, 2 kids now, and being able to share those experiences with Nico, he still doesn't know what the crack is. He thinks it's cool being able to run around in front of 50,000 people at the end of a game. But as he gets older, I think he'll start to appreciate it. As you see with the likes of Cian, those boys, they're absolutely humming. I'm sure when it's Monday morning, all their friends are telling them how they saw them on TV. So they're at a cool age and they know what's going on. So fair play. Hopefully get to do it for another couple of years.
You said like he'll appreciate it more. Do you appreciate it more when, as you said, you're on the older scale of professional rugby players? And
I actually think I appreciate when I see parents take kids to games now. Being able to share those experiences as a fan, being able to take kids and seeing how excited parents and kids, and as they're pointing out people that they see on the TV. So I appreciate it a lot more now that I'm a father anyway. And it's a really, really cool experience. We used to always give Sean Cronin stick when his twin boys would run out, and now we're the ones having our kids run around, So it's awesome. It's really, really cool.
On the rugby side of things, you were out for the guts of 2 months after the Autumn Nation series, but 2 games back, 2 impressive performances, a heap of try assists. You look like you're like you've hit the ground running.
Yeah, I picked up an annoying calf injury after that Australian game in the autumn, and it kind of just lingered more than anything. And for 2 weeks I was probably walking around almost in a boot because it was just painful and it was just a slow burner. But I was fortunate enough to my physio, Dara, back at Leinster. I was in every weekend trying to get it right, and he never complained as much as I think he probably did on the inside, but he didn't verbalise the fact that his Saturdays and Sundays were spent with me over the Christmas period. But not fair play. We've been able to get back into, condition that I'm happy with. Been able to play 80 minutes twice over the last couple of weekends. It's been awesome, and really looking forward to the rest of the Six Nations campaign.
We've seen it with you in the past where you have had injuries, and this isn't the first time you've got back up to close to full speed pretty quickly. Is that something you've always been good at doing, or has it been a learned skill over the years?
Unfortunately, probably a learned skill more than anything. I don't plan these things, but it's the nature of the beast of the game that we play. And I don't know, I think it's just making sure that you stay in and around the environment and understand exactly what's expected of you, because you've got access to absolutely everything to be able to, when you do get your opportunity to get back into the fray of playing, you need to hit the ground running. There's some exceptional young boys running around in all 4 provinces at the moment, nipping at the heels, so you can't really afford to come back and be a little bit off the pace. And I was fortunate enough to have a couple of decent runarounds in the last couple of weekends. Yeah.
You mentioned like younger players coming through around the country, and it's something we've spoken with David Humphreys a bit about in the last year or two, where yourself, Bundyaki, Mac Hansen have been highlighted as players that are bringing the cliched X factor to this Ireland team. We saw it at the weekend as well, where you set up that first try, Bundy scores the second. Do you think we are getting more of those kind of like high skill players coming through around Ireland at the moment?
Yeah, like, I mean, Shane Bolton's been in the last couple of days. He's a big physical boy on the edge. When I think of, like a Jamie Osborne, a bit of jack of all trades, he's been playing on the wing lately, also exceptional. There's players absolutely everywhere. Even Nashi, man. Did you see Nashi in that Northampton game just before the Six Nations? I mean, he was exceptional. There's boys, like I said, all around the province playing exceptional rugby. So when you're coming back in, you really need to hit the ground running, because you get no real leeway. They don't care if you don't perform, then obviously someone else is there. So it's in a good place. In a good place at the moment.
One thing from the last couple of days after the England game that got brought up was your perceived ability to wind people up out on the pitch, whether it's conscious or not. Is it something you ever notice happening out there? Is it kind of subconscious? Is it is it ever on your mind?
Man, look, it's part of the game. I can see why people want to punch me in the face, but when people say they enjoy playing with me and don't like playing against me, and it's all part of it at the end of the day. Yeah.
From your point, is it enthusiasm from your point of view? We
Man,
always see you a lot of the time we see you smiling when you're running, things like that.
Yeah, I don't do that on purpose, man. I'm not running around with a smile on my face or my tongue out. I got bullied for that as a kid, So, it's just all part of it, man. People don't like me. I don't really mind that. I don't judge anyone by how they behave on a rugby field, because it's a combative sport and we're playing for our country. So it doesn't really bother me too much. Yeah.
Do you think it's important for you to be comfortable in your skin out there?
Man, you can.
I know. I'm not talking about trying to wind people up or anything.
No,
but
that's just
to
me
enjoy the game.
It's me and my personality. That's exactly how it is. There's, there's exceptional players on every single team who absolutely wind other people up by just their demeanour and how they play the game. But as long as you're a good person off the field, it doesn't really bother me. Yeah.
Speaking of characters, what is Simon Easterby, the head coach, like compared to Simon Easterby, the assistant coach?
He's stepped up into the role so seamlessly, still doing all of his defensive side of the game, and obviously he's now the head honcho for the Six Nations campaign, and he's been excellent. Even with Faz, outside not being in it, he's stepped up into that role and been almost that emotional, making sure you get up for games and understand exactly what's at stake and what we're trying to achieve here. So he's, like I said, it's been seamless, and Goody's now into his second campaign with us, and he's an exceptional coach. Paulie's on the side, giving his 2 cents as he always does, and he's a very emotional leader who can get you up at the best of times. Might be a Tuesday or Wednesday training, he's wanting to get the best out of you, whether it's his rucking techniques and making sure technically we're excellent throughout the week, because if you're not technically excellent and emotionally ready, Monday to Friday, on Saturday it's not just going to turn up. So little and often, and all the coaches have been awesome since Faz has left the building. Yeah, and
given the fact that he's away for these few months, and Simon and everyone's taking on extra responsibilities, how important was it to start as he did on Saturday to set the bar at a pretty high level?
I don't think we started that flash in that first 10 minutes.